Support gets a lot of questions about how to affect the way that results look in OPAC. So let's take a look at some of the tools that you have that will affect the display. Let's check it out. Here in OPAC, I've done a search on the word design, and whether you have decided to display tiles or more of the list display, in all of these cases, certain data elements appear in the line in a certain sequence. And for those of you who have been using Liberty for a long time, you know that one of the tools that we have that affects how this looks is the tool Pages. Now on the staff side, the usual approach is to turn Pages on and then go to a page and click the Change the Layout button. But with OPAC, the simplest way to get to the right page is just to go to the staff side, select Pages, and do a search. And what you'll be searching for is things that include the page name of OPAC. You can also add the asterisk, and that will bring more results to this list. But what we're looking for is something in the catalog that is a list of content in the OPAC. And so this is the correct page to work with. And you'll see that these data elements match exactly what we've been seeing in OPAC. So our task is to figure out how we will work with them. The first thing is the cover image. And it may be that you've decided you want the cover image at the end of your display rather than at the beginning. So it's as simple as moving the position and then saving the definition. The next time that page is refreshed, you'll see the change position for cover art. Let's talk about some of these fields and begin with cover art. There are so many sources for these images. There are for-fee sources, such as a subscription to synthetic solutions, or some of the content that you have, such as for Overdrive ebooks, come with images. There are also free images that you can get by enabling the Google Books integration via parameters. And if the ISBN in your resource matches something that Google Books has, then the image will pop up. In your resource record, there's a field called thumbnail, and if you upload an image to that, it will appear. And finally, we've done a fair amount of work this last year on creating default images with a combination of your bib type icons, a color of your choice as a background, and then some optional text on top. So lots of ways to create those cover images. The next field is title, so let's go and have a look at that. You'll notice that it does include title, but it can also include such things as author, date, and more recently we've added things like edition, and in an upcoming release we're also adding the corporate author. So which of those data elements goes into the title that is positioned on your screen is controlled by a parameter, and that is 4201. So that will let you pick which of the various inclusion definitions there are. Next, let's have a look at classification. The big thing with classification is to decide whether you're going to take it from the resource record or from the copy. And that is controlled by parameter 4521. So in this demonstration system, it's coming from the resource. I'll talk more about that in a minute. The availability in this demonstration system is an icon, but you can change it to text, such as the word available, by using parameter 4517. Additionally, we made some changes actually a couple of years ago now to the bib type so that you can say, how does this act in terms of availability? This allows you to, for example, make your ebooks have no availability if that is the way that makes sense to you to run Liberty. So have a look at those bib type definitions. The next thing that we see is Google Preview. Now, if you use parameters to turn on your Google integration, and your Google Preview is one of those data elements that we have set up here, you'll see Google Preview, that will pop up. If you turned on the integration just to get the cover art and don't want to provide a link over to Google Books, then just come here and move it from the used to the unused column, and as soon as this definition is saved and that page refreshed, it will disappear. Okay, the next area is our list images. So many of you make use of lists or have renamed this to be something else. And on the staff side in the authority area, you can add images to your different lists. So in this first example, this title belongs to both this list, and these are the images that we define to match that. If you have user rating as one of your data elements, it will appear wherever you place it. It is linked to the free book reviews, and they appear or not based on whether you turn book reviews on. The other data elements, let's go back over to our staff side that I want to talk about briefly, are the purchase order count, which appears right here on this example. And that can appear under the following circumstances. First of all, if you use acquisitions. And secondly, if that order is scheduled, standing, ordered, or shipped as a status. If it's pending, it's not going to show. And again, if you use acquisition but don't want to see those order counts, then in your definition here, you would just put that in the unused column. Going to jump down and talk about collection. In the classification discussion of a moment ago, if you chose the copy level and that copy had a collection, the collection code would automatically appear. But if you would prefer rather to have the full collection name, then you would add in collection here, and that would have Liberty present the full collection name along with the copy level classification. Parent resource you'll never see, but it is required if you want to do this interesting thing. If you've taken the time to create analytics for something that you also circulate, for example, if you did unique analytics for the chapters of a book, but you circulate the book, what you would want is the availability indication of what's known as the parent, the thing that the analytics are affiliated with. And by doing something within your BibTouch, you can say that this kind of material should take on the parent availability. But the only way that Liberty can get to that parent is if you add parent resource into this definition. You won't see it, except that the availability indicator will be as you prefer from the parent. On the side not used in our demonstration today are a couple of subscribed features, the Accelerated Reader Quiz and the Meet the Author. If you have purchased those features, you should position them within your display where you would like them to be. If you haven't purchased them, it doesn't matter if they're on the use side or not, they won't appear. And the final topic is BibType images, which have been with us for a very long time. If they are on your display, you can place them anywhere. If instead you're using a lot of cover image and you no longer feel you need to use the BibType image, as in this example, you can easily take them off the screen. So we hope that this quick introduction to the fields that affect your OPAC display will have you going off, reviewing, and improving the look and feel of your OPAC results.